about 2 hours of screaming. And my voice is a little raw right now. I'd do it for you, but 2 hours of screaming. This happens a lot in video games where you're the army general and some zombie's killing you and ripping you apart. But the screaming, that was a hell gig. And that was like almost 3 hours until we both just lost our voices. I couldn't talk for a week. Another one was actually with Disney. I had to do a thing where there was a kiosk, and so you could get like a CD with your kid's name in it. And Goofy was singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and so I had to do the basic thing, but I had to do certain places throughout the song. I had to put the kid's name in, so I had to go, "Family, let's go to the ball game," over and over, and I had to do it, I think, 2,800 times. And so it was like, boy, that will just drive you nuts. You'll start drinking after that.
Boy, I don't really have, I love this work. And I really, for the most part, you meet the nicest people in voiceover and animation, bar none. I mean, so much, more than any other area of this kind of work, of, show business. I guess just, like Bill is saying, the tedium of, especially games where you have to do scream like you're afraid, scream like you're afraid for this and that, and various, emotional aspects of screaming for 6 hours, and or a mean director, but that's been very rare. I don't really have a good anecdote.
We'll have to make one for you.
Oh, thank you.
Chuck?
I first started doing voices, actually, when I was puppeteering. And I puppeteered very, very early in the days of television. Rudy Kazudi with Paul Ashley, and I'm Howdy Doody. All those shows we did in New York on live television in very early 40s, 50s, and 60s. And I was a young kid when I did it. We did a version of HMS Pinafore, and I puppeteered one character. And we did it live on television, and I don't know, the puppets weighed about, 6 to 8 pounds apiece, and you would hold them straight up like this, and the mic would be around your neck, and you would puppeteer like this. Now this is okay until 4 or 5 minutes when the blood has left your arm and is now down in your feet, and after a while it's, "Hello, Joe, I'll be right back." You were literally, that's a session from hell when you're up for 2 hours doing this on television. Sessions? No, I've had enjoyable times doing every session. The only calamities I've ever had were doing live commercials. I did a Laurel and Hardy commercial with an airplane, a DC-6. DC-3, it was a DC-3 coming straight at me, and he was supposed to fly over my head. And what happened was the director kept saying to us, slow down, and the pilot thought it was him, because he also had a walkie-talkie, and he pulled back on the throttle, I swear to God, and bounced over my car. With engines went like this, and the car went up off the ground, and my partner, Jimmy George, started screaming, and we got out of the car. That was the last shot. I said, I hope you got that, because we're going home. We were lucky to walk home. Those were a session from hell. Voiceover, you don't get many sessions from hell. You're just damn glad to be there and to be working with wonderful talent like this. Tell you what a joy it is doing that with people like Laraine, everybody, and it's just a joy. From my early workings with Alan Swift, God rest his soul, one of the great voiceover actors in New York. He's done tons and tons of voices you're listening to now on on these films that you're watching over and over again, or you've grown up with. You know, we grow up with these voices, and that's why I wanted to become a part of it. And thank God it's been wonderful.
Show, and he was voiced by half the cast of Underdog and all those shows that Total Television did, King Leonardo, he was Odie Coloni on the King Leonardo show and things like that. I'm going to ask Chuck to tell a story, but Jason, do you have a Session from Hell story?
Obviously, I had time to think about this. I was hard-pressed to find any. I mean, the video game sessions are really intense because it's a lot of screaming. I did one that was, far as screaming. I think we all just talked about that. There's an occasional director situation, one instance where I was like, okay, I love that take you just did. I'm going to play it back for you and do exactly the same thing. What? You just want me to do it, what? And I did promos for Toon Disney Channel for a few years, and they were fun, but you can only be enthusiastic about something for a certain amount of time, and after hours of going like, coming up next, it's Recess, followed by Pepper Ann, and then you have to do like, you have to do the tags. Tuesday, 8/7 Central. Wednesday, 8/7 Central. And by the end, I spent all my enthusiasm. I was just getting irate and turning into an asshole. So certain things just spend you, but now there's no. I mean, I know you want to hear dirt. I got no dirt. There's no one who's
They'd like to hear some dirt, please. They'd like to hear dirt.
I mean, there's celebrities. I don't want to name names. Tom Sizemore did an episode of Justice League.
How do you spell that?
I mean, he wasn't being a jerk or anything, but he's not used to doing animation, and it was a simple line. It was one word, hello. The character comes into the room and he senses someone's there, and they just want him to go, hello? And he couldn't, he was in his head, he was going, hello? Hello? Like, no, you're just walking in, and he just had a hard time with that.
I've had trouble with hello. It's goodbye that I hate to hear. Goodbye.
Chuck, can I make you tell a story that I want to hear? Okay. Yeah. This is a little off the subject here, but we got Chuck here, and I can't resist the chance to have you hear a story that I've heard from him. I'm going to take you back. I'll do the beginning setup, and then you can take over. All right. There was a time, a golden age in New York children's television, when you could turn on the show, TV every day, and see an hour of Chuck McCann and an hour of Soupy sales back.
4 hours on Sunday.
Yes, right. And I heard about this living in Los Angeles, and I wish I could just train my parents to move to New York just for the afternoon every day. We could move back to the evening. There's a famous incident you've probably heard when the day after New Year's, Soupy went on his show, and he asked the kids, told the kids, when your parents are asleep, don't make noise, but go into Daddy's wallet, not yours, and take out those pictures of presidents and send them to me. Postcard from Hawaii. So this was a huge scandal in New York, and the station felt they had to fire or at least suspend Soupy sales. They called Chuck. Next morning, they called Chuck into the office, the station manager, called Chuck in, and told him he had to take over Soupy's show. Chuck, you take the story.
Yeah. Soup was my friend, and a very close buddy, and Frank Nastasi, who played the Pooch, So I got this call from the manager of the station, who remained nameless. But anyway, he had very short little arms and little hands, and he was quite short. And he came up to me with his finger in my face, and he said, "You got to go in and fill in for Soupy and apologize." That's why I got really miffed over this. "You got to apologize for WNEW." I said, "Look, Mel." Am I giving away his name? So I said, look, okay, I can't do this. He's my buddy, and I'll do the show, but I hate to do that. I said, but I'm under contract here. So he said, yes, you're under contract. Don't forget it. I want you in that. You will apologize for Soupy. So I said, oh, you want me to apologize? I said, okay. So I walk into the station. There's all the guys that were directing the Soupy show and everything, his crew. And they were mine too on other shows, but they were definitely in his corner and standing there. And I felt like an idiot. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, the station has asked me to come in here and apologize to each and every one of you for what Soupy did last night. As you know, he asked you to go into your parents' room to take those crumpled dollar bills out of your poor dad's pocket, put them in an envelope, and to send them to Soupy. How terrible. How awful. He made a terrible mistake, and I'm here to rectify it now. Because Soupy forgot to give you the address.